because we were looking for the morels, the mushrooms, and instead we found fiddleheads, which were delicious. But also, while we were walking through the woods, I saw Trillium blooming, and they were so beautiful, these flowers. So Maya here talks about the Trillium, and I was just going to read her reading on Trillium as we get started. So you can take your fir oil for your aromatherapy, or I have fir because that's a tree, whichever oil you've decided to use, because it all works. And actually, whatever you picked is probably exactly right for you. And just rub it between your palms and then cup it over your face and breathe in that aroma. And then as you're breathing in this aroma, I'll read to you about Trillium so you can feel like you're kind of immersed in the forest. Trillium is a rare jewel brightening the forest floor, quietly watching the darkness. She's not waiting for ghouls or ghosts. She fears nothing in these dim-lit woods. No, Trillium is waiting on the first fleeting sparks of new life. Come, she says, drawing you deeper into the consciousness of the trees. Let's see what shall be born. While she's been awaiting births for millennia, Trillium's recently developed her invisibility, quietly blending into leaf mulch and fern patches, the dark places where ideas are incubated. On the edge of the abyss of all and nothing, she's ready to ease the transition from spirit to matter. Trillium helps with births. She often sees the first spark when other eyes still see darkness. So let's breathe into this idea of Trillium aiding dreams coming out of darkness, out of nothingness, and the concept of April showers bring May flowers, and this time of respite we've had in quarantine, and maybe what new begins to blossom for ourselves. So let your hands come down to your lap. And just breathe in and out a couple times here and feel that energy of the oil, of the Trillium, of the support for dreams emerging from the forest. And tune into what your heart feels there for your dreams, for emerging, for blossoming. On your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and slowly inhale your arms overhead. And then exhale, allow your arms to drop down to your sides. Beautiful. Inhale overhead. And then exhale, let your arms drop down. Let's do this again. Inhale overhead. And exhale, just softly release your hands down to your sides. Let your hands rest at your sides, all of your fingers touching the floor. And allow your left ear to drop down to your left shoulder. And then your chin to your chest. Your right ear to your right shoulder. And go ahead and roll your head back and forth. Maybe open and close your jaw if that feels good. Let your eyes be soft and light. allow the crown of your head to rise. You're going to inhale your arms overhead and exhale, twist to the right. Your right hand coming behind you, left hand across your body, and hold here. Relax your shoulders down. Breathe in. Maybe you can smell that aroma of the oil that you chose, and how using all of our senses can bring us into further relaxation. Our sense of smell, our sense of touch, of taste, of hearing, our sense of sight. And even with the eyes closed, what is it that you maybe see within? Relax your legs. You're going to inhale to center and exhale to twist to the left. Your left hand comes behind you, right hand across your body, and hold here, softening in. Full breath in, breathing down into your belly, into your ribs, up into the chest. As you exhale, allow the shoulders to drape down. Your hands soften. Go ahead and inhale to center. On exhale, release your arms down to your sides. Now slide your right arm out and bring your left arm overhead and just melt here. Relax your neck. And then you'll come up to center and slide your left arm out. Bring your right arm overhead. Open your right side. Feel an expansion from the right hip up through the right waist, the right ribs. And then come back to center. You're going to go ahead and release your legs and lay down onto your back with your knees bent. We want to do a little bit of breath work on our backs. So take your hands to your belly here. You can toe heel your feet out so your feet are maybe hip distance apart, and just let your knees drop in towards each other so that the right knee holds up the left knee holds up the right knee. And your hands are right on your belly. So while your hands are on your belly, take a few breaths here and feel this movement of your belly with your breath. And we're going to take a counted breath here. I will count the count for you. It'll be an inhale of 3 and a hold at 2 at the top and bottom of the breath, and an exhale of 3. So go ahead and exhale. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Do it again. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. And now just normal breath. Your breath coming in and out. The belly moving with the breath. And then move your hands up so that your fingers curl around your ribs. So your fingers are now on your rib cage. Breathing in and out. Feel any movement in the ribs with your breaths. And we'll take a counted breath here. 2 counted breaths of 3 again. Remembering to still involve the belly in the breath and the ribs. Right? So you'll exhale. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. And now coming to your normal breath. Feel this breath beneath your hands, the ribs moving with the breath. And now take your hands up to your chest, the right hand and the left hand. Observe your breath here. We'll do 2 counted breaths, feeling the breath in the chest. And we first expand the belly, then the ribs, then up into the chest. So you'll exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. And now normal breath. Release your hands down alongside your body and take a couple of breaths to observe the sensations of the breath, the belly, the ribs, the chest, without the hands there. And now bring your arms overhead behind you. The backs of your hands come to the floor overhead. And take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. And circle your ankles. Circling the ankles in both directions. Maybe you point and flex your feet. And now let your left leg come long on the mat. Hug the right knee in toward the chest. And you're going to bring your right leg across your body to the left side of your mat. Let your right arm open off to the side and gaze to the right here. Take a breath. Feel those three parts of your breath coming into your belly, into your ribs, up into your chest. And then roll back onto your back. Hug the right knee into the chest. And switch legs. Hug the left knee into the chest. Right leg comes long on the mat. Draw the left knee across the body to the right side of the body. The left arm opens and gaze to the left, allowing your spine to melt here, and feel those deep breaths. The breath down into the belly, into the ribs, up into the chest. Each exhale melts a little bit more. And then you'll come back to center. And go ahead and take the soles of your feet to the floor again. Bring your hands together and rub your hands together to create some heat, some friction between the palms. And then just cup this over your face again and breathe in some of that aroma from the oil that you chose this evening. And let that be a pleasant feeling, creating a softness in your being. And then releasing your hands to any comfortable place and allow your knees to fall side to side. Then you can bring your knees back to center. Press into the elbows and go ahead and rise. Bring the soles of the feet together and fold forward over your legs in butterfly. Nice, Jamie. Nice, Gail. Relax your neck. Soften the right inner thigh and the left inner thigh. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth, allowing your jaw to relax. And now you can round up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up and down and back. And just do that again. Roll the shoulders up and down and back. And now bring the left leg in towards the body, the right leg out slightly. You're going to inhale overhead. And then exhale. Let your right hand come down to the floor. Left arm up and over, opening the left side. And then opposite side, left hand out to the side. Right arm up and over. And then come back to center. And you're going to fold forward over the legs. So you can keep the legs here, or if you want more hip opening, you can stack each ankle over each knee if you like. Right, so either one leg in front of the other, or your left leg on the bottom with your right knee stacked over your right ankle over your left knee. A lot of hip opening with the stacking of the legs. Feel a melting. Soften your eyes. Release the skin between the eyebrows. just going to walk your hands back in, and you'll reverse your legs. So now your right leg will be in towards your body and your left leg out slightly. Just going to inhale overhead. Exhale, let your left hand come down to the floor. Right arm reaches up and over, opening the right side. And then opposite direction. Right hand comes out, left arm up and over, opening left side. And then come back to center. And you're going to fold forward with your legs like this, or if you like the stacking to have a little bit deeper hip opening, your right leg stacks on top of your left with your right ankle over top of your, left ankle over top of your right knee, and left knee over top of right ankle. Inhale and exhale. Releasing down. So go ahead and walk your hands back in towards your body. Release your legs, and you're going to swing your legs around behind you to come to tabletop on your hands and your knees. And as you get there, find whatever movements for cat and cow feel good for you. Rounding and arching, but maybe not really giving it any names, just finding these organic movements that originate in your body, that your body intelligence is saying, oh yeah, that feels good. Oh yes. Right, like I think I've said, like the dog, like when the dog and the cat wake up, they know just how to stretch. Like the cat doesn't have to tell the dog how to stretch in the morning. They just know. And actually our bodies are the same way. We just don't always trust ourselves. So come back to center and walk your hands forward for puppy. You're going to let your chest drop between your arms. Inhale and exhale. Breathing. Feel your heart melting open. See if you can soften your shoulders. Can you send a little bit of softness into the right shoulder, into the left shoulder? Yes. And then you're going to come forward from here onto your elbows. So you're going to come onto your belly. Your legs are out long behind you. Your elbows are right beneath your shoulders. We're in seal here. Very nice. So just take a couple breaths here, right? Can you feel those three parts of your breath? Can you feel your belly, your ribs, your chest? Feel the breath moving there. Yeah, it's always there. Can we kind of tune in and let the breath anchor us into this moment right here on our mat? Maybe this moment of kind of being in the forest, like the Trillium or the April showers, and being ready to bloom. So on your next inhale, you're going to just straighten your arms any amount. You might not come up very far. And you're just going to inhale up. And then exhale, release the elbows back down to the mat. And then inhale up again. And exhale, release the elbows down to the mat. And maybe once more. Go ahead and inhale up. And exhale, release your elbows down to the mat. And take your hands out wider than mat distance and make little teepees on the floor with your hands. So all your fingertips are on the floor. And you're going to roll into each shoulder, looking over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder. And this is another one of those moves where you can just find your own body's intuition and know how to make this feel like so good for you. Ah, yes, exactly what I needed. And then come back down and let your right arm come out in a L shape on the floor, 90-degree angle. You're going to keep your right shoulder in contact with the mat and then roll onto your right side. So the elbow is in line with the shoulder. We want our elbow not to be up. We want to be right in line with the shoulder, and so that our upper arm comes straight out from our body. And we're opening up the front of the shoulder, the pec muscles. It should feel a pretty intense opening on the front of the shoulder. And go ahead and roll back onto your belly. And now your left arm comes out to the side. And your left arm stays in this L shape, right? We leave it right where it is right now. And then just roll onto our left side. So the left arm doesn't move at all. The left elbow is still in line with the left shoulder. And you just roll into your left side until you feel a nice opening on your left shoulder. Perfect. Hold for another couple of breaths. And then rolling back onto your belly. You're going to take your hands right beneath your shoulders. And you're going to press up onto your knees. Your body's in one line. We're in half plank on our knees. And then pressing back to child's pose. And we'll just flow through here. You're going to inhale, come forward over your hands. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, open your heart forward. Exhale, flow back to your child's pose. And just continue like this at your own pace. This is another one of those things where you can tune into what your body's asking for, how fast or slow your breath wants you to move this evening. So next time you're in child's pose, come back to child's pose and hold here. You're going to walk your hands off to the left side of your mat, bringing your right hand on top of your left. And then walk your hands through center and off to the right side of your mat. Your left hand coming on top of your right. And then walk your hands back through center and off to the left again. And this time we'll kind of come into our opening. We're going to raise the right arm, come up onto your knees. Right arm slides down, right thigh. Left arm reaches overhead. And then you'll fold back off to the side, exhaling back into your child's pose. Inhale, rising. And exhale, folding. And inhale, rise. And exhale, fold. Nice. Now go ahead and walk your hands through center, off to the right side of your mat. Your left hand on top of your right. And we'll rise here. Inhale, left arm comes up. And then down your left leg, right arm rising. Exhale, fold off to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold off to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold off to the right. And then bring your hands back to center. You're going to slide your hands forward, curl your toes under, and come back to your first down dog. Bend the right knee, pressing into the left heel. And then bend the left knee, press into the right heel. Maybe go back and forth into each heel. Then press back into your down dog. Take a breath. Inhale and let this breath out through your mouth. Exhaling. Do that a couple more times. Inhaling through the nose and then exhale. Just let everything go through the mouth. Nice. Now gaze forward and go ahead and walk your feet forward to meet your hands at the top of the mat. And take your hands to opposite elbows. Let your body swing a little side to side, releasing. And then allow your hands to float down towards the mat. So notice your feet and press your hands onto your feet. We want to think about our feet being the roots in the forest that are grounding us there in that time of preparation for blooming, for newness. So go ahead and bend your knees and round up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Yes. Now inhale your arms overhead. You're going to exhale, fold forward. Let your palms face up towards the ceiling. And inhale, draw this kind of like envision forest energy, drawing it up to your heart. And then releasing down towards your feet. Nice. You're going to inhale overhead. And exhale, fold forward. And now rotate your palms up and inhale, draw this energy up. And exhale, release down. So just shake your arms a little bit. Let your arms shake out, your fingers, your wrists. Yes. And now go ahead and inhale overhead. As you exhale, step back with your right foot into warrior one, landing in your warrior one. Inhale your arms overhead. Whoops. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale down to heart center. And once more, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale down to heart center, and you're going to step onto your left foot, and right foot comes forward to meet the left at the top of the mat. Nice. Inhale overhead. Exhale, step back with your left foot into warrior one. Find that warrior one, sinking down. Now inhale overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale overhead. Exhaling down. Inhale overhead. And exhale down. Go ahead and step forward with your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. Nice. You're going to inhale overhead. And then exhale, step back with your right foot into warrior one. Inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, open into warrior two. So in warrior two, rotate your palms to face up towards the sky. Inhale, arms overhead. Then exhale, let your hands come down to heart center and out wide. Now palms rotate up again. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, down and out. And we'll do that once more. Your palms face up. Inhale, arms come overhead. And then exhale, down and out. Nice. You're going to spiral your hands forward to the top of the mat. Rotate your right heel back and come down to your right knee, top of your right foot. Hold here. Take a breath or two, allowing the hips to begin to melt here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now you're going to draw the left hip back and fold over your left leg. I want you to take a couple of breaths here to lengthen the spine. As you inhale, you draw out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, maybe there's just a little bit more of a fold for you. You're going to inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe find that little bit more of a fold. Lengthen. And maybe folding in just a little bit more. And now go ahead and draw the left toes back so they point up towards the ceiling. Yes. And windshield wiper the left leg side to side. It's all the way up into the left hip socket. You feel that hip socket opening. And then press forward into the left knee. You're going to reach forward with your right arm. Inhale. And then reaching back. And now inhale, reach forward with the right arm and back. And doing that once more. Inhale, reach forward and circling around and back. Curl your right toes under and you're going to step forward with your right foot to meet your left at the top of the mat. And then round up through your spine. Nice. Inhale overhead. Beautiful. Exhale, step back with your left foot into warrior one. Inhale, arms rise towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you open into your warrior two, sinking down. Rotate the palms to face up towards the sky. Inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale, draw hands down to heart center and out into your warrior two. Rotate the palms to face up. Inhale, up overhead. Exhale, down to heart center and out. And rotate the palms up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, down and out. Beautiful. You're going to spiral your hands forward to the top of the mat. Rotate the left heel back. Come down to your left knee, top of your left foot, and hold here for a couple of breaths. Inhale and exhale. Hips melting, inhaling and exhaling. Yes, enjoy the opening. Be in your body. You're going to draw the right hip back, folding over the right leg. And we'll take a couple of elongating breaths here where you're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold in maybe any amount towards your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Lengthen and folding in. And then you'll let your right toes point towards the ceiling and just windshield wiper the right foot side to side, the whole right leg involved up into the right hip. It should feel nice. Yes. Now press into your right foot, bend your right knee, coming forward again. Curl the left toes under and step forward with your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. Go ahead and round up through your spine. You're going to turn and face the long side of your mat. Inhale overhead. Clasp your hands together overhead and exhale, lean to the left, opening the right side body. Then inhale to center. And you're going to step way down to the end of your mat with your left foot. I think that's the orientation you are on your mat. Let your sits bones drop. The outside edges of the feet parallel with the outside edges of your mat. And go ahead and inhale overhead. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips and folding forward. Let your hands drop down towards the floor. Crown of the head dropping, the sits bones raising. And walk your hands over to your right foot. then walk your hands through center off to the left foot. And bring the hands back to center and walk the hands forward until the wrists come right beneath the shoulders. The spine is long and the hips are in line with the heels. You're going to raise the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, right arm comes underneath left off to the left leg. You can gaze underneath your left arm if you like. Feel how nice this feels, the opening in the legs. And bring your right hand forward, right wrist beneath right shoulder. Inhale, left arm rises towards the ceiling. And then exhale, left arm comes underneath right off to your right leg, maybe gazing underneath the right arm. And then bring your left hand back to center. You're going to take your hands to your hip creases and go ahead and slowly rise up through the upper body. Inhale overhead. Exhale, you're going to bring your arms out wide and rotate your left toes towards the back of your mat. Bring your body weight forward and sink down for Trikanasana here. Feel a nice opening in the right side. Press into the right foot. And then you're going to release your right hand down towards the mat. Bend your left knee and just slide the right foot over to meet the left. You're still facing the long side of your mat. Round up through your spine. Inhale overhead. Arms come overhead. Clasp the hands together and lean to the right. Press into your left foot. Yes. Then inhale back to center. As you exhale, step way back to the back of your mat with your right foot. So you're sideways on your mat again in a wide-legged stance. You're going to bring your heels in at a 45-degree angle and drop down for goddess. The belly comes in, right? All those points that we felt when we were breathing, the belly, the ribs, the chest, we can find those reaching for our back, let's say, so that, right, we kind of, because sometimes we want to come forward, but instead we're bringing a nice tall orientation of the spine. Perfect. And then you're going to go ahead and fold forward. Let your knees bend. Your arms come down to the mat. Inhale, rise, straightening the legs. And then as you exhale, your left toes point towards the long side of your mat. Your right toes point towards the short side. Bring your body weight forward and sinking down for Trikanasana on this side. Yes. Breathe into the spine. You're going to let your left hand come down to the mat. Bend your right knee and go ahead and step to the top of your mat. Left foot meets right. Round up through your spine. Nice. Inhale overhead. Exhale, step back with your right foot into warrior one. You're going to inhale, arms come overhead. And then exhale, take your hands down to heart center. You're going to step onto your left foot and come forward for Virabhadrasana 3. Right leg raising behind you, extending out through the crown of the head. And release your hands down to the mat. And then allow the right foot to come down to meet the left. Round up through your spine. Inhale overhead. Exhale, step back with your left foot into warrior one. Hands at heart center. And we're going to flow forward for Virabhadrasana 3, stepping onto the right foot. Raise your left leg behind you, elongating through the spine. breathing. And then releasing your hands down to the mat. Left foot comes down to meet right. Round up through your spine. Inhale overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Step back to warrior one, right foot. Inhale, hands rise towards the ceiling. And exhale, open into warrior two. Gonna come to reverse warrior. Right hand on right leg. Left arm overhead, opening. And then into side angle. So left elbow to your left knee, your right arm reaches for where the wall meets the ceiling. Press into the right foot out through the fingertips. Beautiful. You're going to let your right hand come down to the mat. Square your hips. Your right heel rotates back. Now raise your left arm up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Feel the hips squeezing in towards each other. And you'll release your left hand down to the mat. Go ahead and step forward. Right foot, meets left at the top of the mat. And you're going to round up through your spine. Let me see what's going on with our video here. I've got it. Oh, it doesn't like my power cord. Let's see if this is going to work. All right, I think it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll go to I have another video I can switch to, so I'll keep an eye on it. You're going to go, let's see, we were doing, yes, inhale overhead. Exhale, step back with your left foot into warrior one. Now inhale, arms overhead, and open into your warrior two. Nice. Now left hand comes down, left leg, right arm overhead. Open your right side. And breathe. And then into side angle. So right elbow to right knee. Your left arm reaches for where the wall meets the ceiling. Press into the left foot. Nice bend into your right knee. And then you'll let your left hand come down to the mat. Square your hips and your right arm rises, feeling the arms stacking. Breathing. And release your right hand down to the mat. Step forward with your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. And go ahead and round up through your spine. Inhale overhead. And then you're going to exhale, hands down to heart center, and release your arms alongside you for a little bit more balancing work. So go ahead and rock forward and back on your feet, and then settle onto the feet and pick up the toes. And you're going to place one toe at a time back down onto the mat. Yes, you can feel each of your toes anchoring to the mat, and close your eyes and envision that each toe is growing roots. The ankle is growing roots. The heels are growing roots. The ball of the foot. And then slowly opening your eyes and find your drishti, your spot to fix your gaze on. Raise your right knee. And then bring your right knee out to the side for tree, finding wherever you would like your tree to be tonight. And maybe bring the branches overhead. And maybe you could even envision all those trillium blooming beneath your tree. And release your arms out to your sides. You're going to take your right knee forward, left hand comes forward, and then reach back for your right foot with your right hand and hinging forward any amount into dancer. Beautiful. The dancer, right, is kind of that vision of us coming out and into something new. And then release back to center and just shake it out a little bit. Swing side to side. Nice. And then you'll come to center. And again, rock back and forth on your feet and pick the toes up. Plant them back down. Feel the anchoring down through the soles of the feet. And then fix your gaze on your drishti and raise your left knee. And bring your left knee out to the side for tree. Maybe your branches come overhead. Find your breath. And then you'll release your arms out to your sides. Take your left knee forward. Right hand comes forward. Go ahead and take a hold of your left foot with your left hand and hinging forward any amount in your dancer. Nice. Go ahead and release and swing it outside to side. Yes, beautiful. Nice, Jamie. I loved that controlled release. Relax your wrists and your fingers. Nice. And go ahead and come back to the top of your mat. You're going to inhale your arms overhead and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen to a flat back, so extending through the spine. Just hold here for a couple of breaths with this spinal elongation. Feel the hamstrings opening with the length of the spine. Releasing down. You're going to step back with your right leg into a lunge. Come down to your right knee, top of your right foot. And I'm laughing because I'm kind of missing some of my mat here with Phoebe taking over as she's conked out. So you're going to wiggle your left foot off to the left side of your mat. And your right hand comes to the floor beside your mat. Take your left hand to your left inner thigh and go ahead and gaze over your left shoulder. Yeah, letting the hips sink in a little bit deeper here. And if you want to bend your back knee and reach back for your right foot with your left hand, you can. So kind of choose if that feels right for your body. Nice, Gail. Beautiful for your body tonight. Nice, Jan. Breathing. And go ahead and come back to center. And you're going to bring your left knee back to meet your right. You're going to just swing your right foot forward to the outside edge of the right edge of the mat, at the top of the mat. Left hand coming off to the left side of your mat. And take your right hand to your right inner thigh. Gaze over your right shoulder. And you can decide here if you want to bend your back knee and reach back for the left foot. You can. I'll let the hips melt. Inhale and exhale. The breath, right? Noticing the breath in the same spots that we started with, in your belly, in your ribs, up in your chest. Full breaths. And then you're going to release your hands, come back to center, bring your right knee back to meet your left. And thank you, Phoebe's giving me a little more mat now. Go ahead and round your spine in cat and arching into cow. Nice. And you're just going to swing your legs around, and we're going to have our right leg in towards our body, our left leg out long, so your right knee is bent. You're going to inhale overhead and then exhale, fold forward over the left leg. You can reach for your left foot if you want, or just having your hands alongside your leg. Or if you have a strap and you want to use a strap on the left foot, you can. Inhale and exhale. Let the back of the left leg melt down towards the floor. And soften your right leg as well, your shoulders. And round up through your spine. You're going to bring the sole of your right foot to the floor. Go ahead and inhale up through your left arm. Find length on the left side of your body. And then exhale, twist towards your knee. Hug your right knee into your chest and bring your right hand behind you. Spine rising. So where the sole of the right foot is on the floor, notice the anchoring there, right? That as if that foot were maybe walking in the forest. And like a soft mossy patch. And then you'll come back to center and take your hands to heart center. You're going to fold forward. Maybe your right upper arm comes to your right shin to elongate the spine forward. And then you'll release and bring your right leg long. The left leg comes in towards the right leg now. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward over the right leg. And again, whatever, if you have a strap, you want to use a strap, you could do that. Or just folding into whatever position your body asks for, like your body as the instructor, right? Listening. It's really what our yoga is about listening to ourselves, our body, our mind, our spirit. How can we tune in a little bit clearer to ourselves? How can we form that relationship with ourselves a little deeper? Allow the back of the right leg to melt to the floor. You're going to slowly round up through your spine. Take the sole of your left foot to the floor. And you're going to go ahead and inhale up through your right arm to lengthen the right side body. Then twist towards the left knee and hug the left knee into the chest. Left arm coming behind you. Yes. And again, feel that anchoring through the sole of your left foot. Right? Oh, it's a nice sensation to envision that the sole of the left foot is walking on some soft, mossy ground. Maybe you can even still smell the aroma of the oil you were using, and maybe it brings a vision of that moss to you. Go ahead and release back to center. Take your hands to heart center and go ahead and hinge forward. Maybe your left arm can come to your left thigh and using that leverage to elongate the spine. And then you're going to release your hands. Bring your left leg long. Both legs are long. Circle your ankles. And then you're going to go ahead and scoot down onto your backs with your knees bent. And you can grab a block if you want a supported bridge pose. We're going to come to bridge pose. As you press into your feet, you can take that block or pillow or whatever you have underneath your sits bones, underneath your sacrum actually, and allow the hips to rest on the block. And then feel an opening through the chest area. And maybe allow your hands to face up, opening the shoulders a little bit more. Feel the back of your head on the mat. And now without the hands there, still feel those parts of your breath where your hands were when we started. So just imagine that your hands are on your belly and tune into the rise and fall of your belly with your breath for a couple breaths. And now imagine that your hands, move up to the ribs, and for a couple breaths, feel the movement of the ribs with the breath. And then tune into your chest and where the hands were on your chest, and feel the breath there. And as the breath is in that area in this pose, it's so good for the thyroid. So really allow that expansion of the chest with the breath. You're going to press into your feet and slowly raise your hips up off of the block. Place the block off to the side and hug your knees into your chest. Rock your knees side to side. Maybe make some small circles on the ceiling with your knees to massage the lower back. And then you're going to bring your legs long on the mat for Savasana. Find any props that you would like, if you'd like a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees, an eye pillow. Let's take a couple of counter breaths here to just deepen our breath as we come into Savasana. And we're going to lengthen the breath. So I'm going to count an inhale and exhale of 6. I'll do that twice, but if it's too much, just do what you can and do whatever breath count you would like. So I'm going to exhale. And now inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. And release the breath into a natural breath. Send the breath down into your left hand and relax the fingers on the left hand. Let the left thumb soften, and your left pointer finger, your left middle finger, left ring finger, and the left pinky. And
Send the breath into your right palm, all this warmth. As you exhale, soften your right thumb, your right pointer finger, your right middle finger, right ring finger, right pinky. Draw your fingers, letting go into Savasana, into the time of doing nothing. And soften your right foot. Breathe down into the sole of the right foot. As if this breath could feed those roots. Slowly exhaling, releasing any tension in your right foot. Breathe down into your left foot. belly, a breath in your ribs, a breath in your chest, and allow some small movements in your toes and in your fingers. Draw your right knee into your chest and then your left. And hug your knees into your chest. Take a breath here with the knees folding. And then roll to the side of your body. Take another breath here, making these transitions part of the practice, keeping a hold of this peace that you've found within yourself as you slowly rise up to a comfortable seated position, the crown of your head rising last. And bring your hands together at heart center. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at peace, and may you be free. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight.